Anybody? Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea LaPlante. I'm so excited to welcome our guests tonight. I'm a national marketing director with the Juice Plus Company. I'm also a certified health coach with the Dr. Sears Wellness Institute. And every so often we gather together as our wellness community does because we like to talk about things meant for more, things that are really important in the world. And one of those number one top things that we can talk about is our health, individually and for our families. So I'm just going to share my story. The reason that I'm here is because over 10 years ago, my son overdosed on isolated vitamin supplements, which was very scary at the time. I was a stressed out mom, and I didn't know that you could overdose on vitamins. It was something recommended by my pediatrician, but you can only absorb iron in trace amounts. So I'm lucky he's okay. In 2008, over 51,000 calls were made to poison control centers, and some of those were fatalities. But I'm so lucky my son was okay. But what happened was, it was just my mind was blown. I was really angry. I was looking for answers, and I was trying to figure out why we were adding vitamins in the first place, because we should be getting our nourishment from whole food. So I kind of went down a rabbit hole. I started researching, what can I do to get my family nourished at a cellular level, and how could I get this done every day so that we're all healthy, right? And we're thriving in our brain function and athletes and recovery and all of those things that we need to thrive with vitality. So I'm so thankful for all of you to join us tonight, and I'm really excited to welcome our guests. But just to let you know a little bit about one day when I had been trying to chop and slice and sneak all kinds of vegetables in my kids' foods, and they would find it and gag and cry and say they didn't want it. I walked into my gym one day and I saw this. And this is basically a menu of fruits, vegetables, and berries. And I thought, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I actually started looking around like this. I don't know if you've ever seen that show where they call it "You're Punked" because you can't believe it. And I just thought, I've been looking for this for years. I want to get something in my family that's food. So this is really what it is. It's a fruit blend, a vegetable blend, a berry blend, and a vegan omega. And the first thing I did was I turned it around. I saw nutrition facts, what I loved. There was no child safety lock, no poison control number, no warning label. And I thought, oh my gosh, someone's figured out. It's like the Jetsons, dehydrating this produce and getting in a capsule and a chewable. And then there's also a vegan nutritional beverage, which my family has every day. And I went into a peace of mind. I wasn't looking for anything. I just thought, you know what, if we can bridge the gap between chopping and slicing, and one son can eat the carrots, one can have the broccoli, and they all like different things. I know as a mom, I could just go to put my head down on the pillow at night and just breathe easy and say we're covered, and we're still adding the other things. So we did that. In the last 10 years, we've only been to well checks for a family of 5. No over-the-counter meds, no antibiotics or copays. It's just that I had no idea. I didn't realize I'd reverse my allergies. I'd get off my allergy meds. No more allergists, saving money there, no side effects. I can go outside now and the pollen doesn't bother me. I don't have sinus infections or gut issues anymore. My husband no longer has back pain. He was looking into surgery, and my kids have been thriving and recovering from injuries, athletic injuries. And it's just been brilliant for us. So I just wanted to share my story of why I'm here and why I share it with everybody I know. It's so important to get this nourishment in our body. So my first speaker is Jennifer Agby. And guys, we're so lucky to have her tonight. She's so busy, as are all my other speakers. And Jennifer and I actually grew up in Shrewsbury, Mass together. And I have written notes because she has such an extensive background. It's extensive and impressive. She has a background in the performing arts, and she's the director of the dance. She's director of dance at the Hanover Theater Conservatory. She received her Bachelor of Science in Dance and Dance Education from NYU, New York University. She has staged known ballets and has choreographed both classical and contemporary works. She's a mom of 2 beautiful girls, wife, and I'm just excited to have her share her story tonight. We reconnected over, she had a chronic issue she was working with called trigeminal neuralgia. And I'm really going to hand it over to her because she's the expert here on this. She had the symptoms and she's gone through this. Um, and then when we connected, she wanted to add this nutrition to her diet to see how it would help with her inflammation and if it could help her recover. So Jen, I'm going to hand it over to you. You can just unmute and share with us what your journey was. I know why you love Juice Plus and how you came to this and what it's done for you, and share a little bit about what your illness was that you were dealing with.
So thank you for this opportunity. I think it's amazing. And I am so grateful that Andrea introduced Juice Plus to me almost, I think, a year ago, maybe. And Juice Plus for me makes sense because it really, I could see the light at the end of a dark tunnel. It was kind of a time where I was in despair a little bit with my trigeminal neuralgia. I don't know if any of you guys know what trigeminal neuralgia is, but basically, I have damage on my fifth cranial nerve, which is the sensory nerve on your face. What happens is it is a secondary disease from multiple sclerosis. So first I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and then they found out through symptoms that I had trigeminal neuralgia. So with MS, as most of you may know, the myelin sheath is stripped down and it is not protected anymore. So the coating of the nerve, which is the myelin, is no longer there. So that the messages that your brain wants to send to different parts of your body, now they get interrupted. And in my case with trigeminal neuralgia, unfortunately, they get interrupted through electric shocks with burning sensations. And I hate to be so doom and gloom, but you feel like somebody is stabbing you in the face constantly. It is not a great disease to have. It is also commonly known as the suicide disease because many people just cannot endure the pain because it is so severe and so intense. Thank God my high school sweetheart, husband, is a wonderful coach, and he turned me on to trying to live life to the fullest. And though I wanted to do that, it was very, very hard each day. And there wasn't a moment where I wasn't getting shocks or these burning, stabbing sensations in my face. About 13, no, excuse me, I've had MS for about 13 years, along with the trigeminal neuralgia. But in 2003, when I had my first child, the whole right side of my face went completely numb. And of course, you go to your OBGYN and PCPs, and then they just say, you know what, the baby's just probably sitting on the nerve. Once you deliver, you'll be fine. But it took months after delivery that I received all of my feeling. And it was so crazy because it was literally a line split down my face. So, I could feel, this tooth, but not this tooth, this side of my tongue, but not the, couldn't feel this side of my tongue. And I could feel this side of my tongue. So it was a very strange feeling. And it actually was very depressing. It put me in a depression, and I ended up having some postpartum as well. But as my story goes on, as soon as my face went numb, my face turned on to normalcy. And then fast forward about 3 years ahead, I had a second pregnancy, and everything was fine. It was a beautiful pregnancy. And I was in the shower. And as I am washing my face around this area, I I started to get these shocks, and they were like pinpointed. And that is what brought me to the doctor to discover what I had. And unfortunately, these shocks got progressively worse. And your trigeminal nerve is in all three branches. Of course, mine started in this branch, but it ended up going into my forehead branch, my cheek branch, and my jaw branch. So I have the trigeminal neuralgia in all three branches. Some people just get it in one branch. So with that said, it progressively got worse. Currently, I am still on 6 medicines to calm this down. And I did acupuncture, I did cranial sacrum work, you name it, I did it. And it was I felt like it was like the last chance of hope that I had. And where was I going to find this hope? And my brother turned me to Andrea, and he's like, Jen, she sells this product. If you could just talk to her, maybe she could help you. And Andrea was like an angel, sending me this gift of Juice Plus. And I swear, even though I am on 6 medicines, I have noticed the difference by taking this vitamin. And this, I'm calling it a vitamin, but this whole food, it has gotten me to a place within the last, I'm going to say 16 months. I have either had very little pain or no pain at all. And what a gift. What a gift that has been. And I'm sorry, I'm going to start becoming emotional because it has been such a hard thing to conceal. It has been such a hard thing to live with. Just think about your daily activities, your eating, your drinking, your brushing your teeth, kissing your children, going outside and feeling the wind against your face, the cold, all of these things, because it's your sensory, fifth cranial nerve, your sensory nerve, it was impacted by all of these daily happenings. And my doctors can't even believe that I am feeling no pain.
Can you hear Jennifer? Jennifer, you might have hit mute, or I think you were muted out. So we just need to unmute you.
Okay, yes.
There you go.
Okay,
You're good. You're good.
Okay, I don't know what was the last thing.
That was me. I was trying to mute someone else. So sorry.
Okay, that's okay. I don't know what the last thing I said that everybody heard.
I think it was.
How this has changed your life. So just
Oh, yes.
You were saying that the doctors can't believe that you're not having any pain.
Yes, the doctors cannot believe that I'm not having any pain, and they have brought my medicine intake down by 300. Now, this is something that I have to do slowly because I take a lot of medications that I have to be weaned down off of. I take a lot of anti-seizure medicines to help calm this nerve and to keep the inflammation down. But since Juice Plus, and I will tell Andrea every so often,
I don't know what happened then.
is that, am I okay?
Now you're back. Now you're back. I don't know what
Okay.
happened.
So I would, talk to Andrea, and I would tell her that, I may be feeling some pain coming on, and then I will take some extra capsules, and the next day the pain is gone. So again, this has been such a gift. I can't believe that I've been led towards this gift and towards Andrea, but it has changed my life. It has really changed my life. And, you know, in my daily work, I'm a dance instructor and a dance director. I have to use my face, my voice every single day. And sometimes just talking would be so I couldn't bear it. I could not. It would be so what's the word? Debilitating. It would be so debilitating. And after I couldn't conceal it, I had to come out to my students and to the families that joined the conservatory that I had trigeminal neuralgia, just so if I was teaching, the kids would be understanding if I wasn't talking and could show with my body. So they have been so patient with me. The families have been so kind, and I do nothing.
Oop, Jen, you're muted again. There you go.
I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry.
Fine, it's fine. No, no, no
Um,
worries.
So I will promote Juice Plus to anybody who is willing to listen to me. But it's just been such a wonderful product. And thank you, Andrea, so much for putting me in the place that I am, because if I didn't find you, I don't know what my future would have been.
Oh my gosh, Jennifer. Oh, you're getting me emotional. This is why we do what we do, because like when I had an incident with my son and his overdose, and it's hard to conceive that can happen, but that was very emotional for me. And knowing I felt like moms needed to hear about my story. And then I just said, you know what? I need to just let everybody know about this. And your story is absolutely, I just want to say I'm sorry for what you've gone through and all the pain. And I can't believe that what you've been going through, the name of trigeminal neuralgia, or the side name is the suicide disease. That is just, I had never heard of that. And I'm so sorry that you've been struggling with this. And the one thing I can just say and give you so much credit for is I remember we had that conversation over the phone, and you said, I'm at my wit's end. And I said, are you open to trying this? And you said, I'm open. And those are the two words. If anybody's open and they're willing, and it's not a cure for a disease, it's just the food that we're not getting every single day in this quantity, in this variety, in this high density, nutrient dense plant powders that we're getting in our bloodstream so it can go to work. And thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much. I know
Thank
how
you.
busy you are. She just got in from work, you guys, and she runs the conservatory, and she's so busy. And I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you. I thank you. I can't thank you enough, but thank you everybody for listening. And if you know anybody who has trigeminal neuralgia and needs to talk to somebody, please have them reach out to me, because sometimes we just need, you know, to talk to somebody else who has the same sort of condition. And for me, I don't know anybody else who has this. I'm alone working with this, and I'm sure that there are groups and all of that, but that's something I chose not to go down that road, because I just felt like at that time I was already I was trying to come out of a hole, not go into a hole. And sometimes with hearing other people's stories, they could be not as uplifting. So
Well,
if
thank you so much for sharing your story tonight. I'm so appreciative.
you're welcome, thank you.
So we are going to hand it over to Gail Sullivan right now. And I just want to share these stories, and this community is so amazing. And Gail, she is a mom of 2 boys, and she recently lost 50 pounds on our Shred10 program. And when we say we don't talk about this nutrition as a weight loss, it's just that's not what it is. It's a lifestyle approach, but it's flooding your body with clean whole food. And then we have a lifestyle support program of drinking your water, getting your sleep, getting your exercise, and we roll this in with removing sugar, gluten, dairy, alcohol, caffeine, things that are processed or may not be the best for us. And we reduce it to the best of our ability. And Gail she had such an incredible story. She's going to share it. I'm going to let her share it. But she was open to adding Juice Plus to her diet. And then she jumped into the shred. So she looks, and we talked this weekend at basketball banquet. And I said, you look amazing. And she said, I feel amazing. And that's really the key. The key is just feeling good, right? Being healthy and feeling good. So Gail, take it away.
Hey everyone. First of all, Jennifer, I was so moved by that story. Mine is sort of paling in comparison because that was so incredible. Pain is the worst thing. I think we all agree with that. Being in any chronic pain is horrible, and I'm so glad that you're feeling better. And I was so moved by your story. So mine is a little bit more like a lot of us. So I started out working from home during the pandemic, and I ended up getting a promotion, which is usually a good thing right before we went out. But needless to say, the stress level of a new job and being home, working from home, working too much, I was just eating really poorly, even like sort of worse than my average baseline. And before I knew it, I was feeling like I was stuffed into my skin, just really uncomfortable, tired, sluggish, just big, uncomfortable, unhealthy, all of it. So I kind of originally, I've heard about Juice Plus many times. A lot of friends, as Andrea mentioned, our sons have played football together and then also basketball. And I've heard people say when the kids are hurt, oh, give them some extra juice and all this. And, I had heard it. And then when Andrea started to share things on Facebook and on social media, I started to really become more interested in it. And there were so many things that spoke to me when she shared them. So, I sort of started out more traditional, like going to jump back on Weight Watchers and that kind of thing. And then I really just felt like it was missing, and I think the best way to put it is bridging that gap. Like you can eat less food and lose some weight, but if you don't make all of the lifestyle changes, it's not going to be a systemic change that is going to carry you then on through the rest of your life. So obviously I cut down my food, but I started with, my shakes and my capsules and 10,000 steps a day, no matter what it was doing out, or if I had to go to the gym or whatever I had to do, and the water, and it started to come off. And then I got on the shred and I just kept it going. I love the community. I love everyone else's advice and all of their smart ideas. And as Andrea said, I've lost 52 pounds in 6 months. And it's unbelievable. I feel so much better. Like I can run up and down the stairs with the laundry baskets now, when I used to be tired by the second story. And, I just feel so much better. And, had a car accident myself a few years ago. Nothing like Jennifer's, but a lot of neck pain and soreness and achiness. And then when you have all that extra weight and the unhealthy foods in your system, it's certainly not helping. So now it's very rare. I manage it with my capsules and massage therapy instead of taking anything, over the counter for it. I take much less of that, only when it's absolutely terrible. So it's just been so good for me. It's really bridged the gap, and it's really made it something that I can just foresee myself doing going forward, not like taking off the weight to then worry about putting it back on. You're making a permanent lifestyle change. And it's just been huge. It's been so good. And like I said, I love the groups and the shred and learning from everyone and everyone's ideas. Everyone is so smart and so kind-hearted. And, it's not perfection. It's getting better every day. Andrea knows I do love my coffee. So that is my big struggle. I can give up just about anything else, but my coffee is my thing. But I cut it way down during shred, and I just trying to get there 100%. But it's been an awesome journey. I feel, like I said to her the other day, I just feel so much better. I can, I have so much more energy and so much healthier. That's it.
Gail, oh my gosh, 52 pounds in 6 months. That is amazing. And you've been such an inspiration to us too, because I remember seeing you post getting my walk in, like you said, throughout the winter when it was cold or dreary or whatever it was. you kept doing and staying consistent with it. And I love what you had said to me about, you know, a different program maybe where you can eat, you know, a certain type of food that might not be good for you, and you're cutting calories down, but you still may not be eating the best, where you can have your greens and your shake and, you know, your fruits and vegetables and eat really well. And we encourage people to eat a lot throughout the day because that's what the body needs. So
Mhm.
you have a phenomenal story. I'm so happy that you feel so well. And Gail is partnered with the company now. So she loves the community. And I think one of the things that we do really well is have a great accountability group, and we all feed off each other. And that's what we love from all of you too, to share and post and be together in all of it. So we're really in it together. And what happens when we detox on a regular basis is where our cells are able to remove toxins. And when we shed toxins, that's when we lose weight. The fat goes with it. So it's actually, you know, if we're not putting these plants and having all these enzymes in our body to break toxins down, they sit in there and they sit in our fat, and our fat will stay there because it wants to protect our internal organs. So when we start flooding the body with a lot of plants and all the enzymes and the water and the exercise start breaking it down, we shed the toxins, and the fat goes along with it. So you were like the poster child for just adding in the good, you know, shedding the toxins through water, through exercise and your nutrition. And then you ended up losing the weight. So thank you so much for sharing your story. It's really
My pleasure.
inspiring,
My
really
pleasure.
inspiring. So our last speaker tonight is Jess Brighton. And Jess, I said earlier, is the jack of all trades. She's amazing, guys. She's a mom of two. She's a hockey mom. She's a fitness professional. She really should have her own TV show of building houses and walls. And I've never seen anybody like so talented. She literally will go to the store and get a saw and drills and come home and completely take walls apart and put them together again. I don't know how you do it. And then she's very, very active. She's a great tennis player. She's winning all kinds of tennis awards, and she's just a great person. So she's going to share tonight what Juice Plus means to her. For she has picky eater, and just a little bit about the Tower Garden too, and how she loves to share that with her family. So go ahead, Jess, you can take it away.
Andrea, that might be the most incredible intro ever. I don't feel like I can live up to that. You just made me sound incredible. Thank you. And Jennifer and Gail, your stories are so powerful and amazing. So I'm just honored to be included among the speakers tonight with the two of you. That's incredible. So anyway, I'm Jessica Brighton. I live in Atlanta, but I used to live in Massachusetts. And it's when I was living in Massachusetts about 7 or 8 years ago that I was first introduced to Juice Plus. I was introduced by my friend Mary Ann, who was a fellow personal trainer at the time. We were personal trainers together at the gym, and she had a booth in the gym the one day talking about Juice Plus. And I wish I could say that I just jumped right on board and the rest is history. But working in a gym, there were always products and supplements being pushed. And I, in general, and just not a fan. I wasn't a fan then. I'm still not. So unfortunately, I didn't really listen to Mary Ann. I wasn't hearing the fact that it was just food. So I kind of dismissed her and I went on my merry way. And I moved to Atlanta in 2015. And over the course of the next year to a year and a half, my youngest son started to get terrible allergies that led to chronic sinus infections. He was on multiple antibiotics. He went through 1 year, he went through 5 rounds of antibiotics in 6 months, and it still wasn't clearing his sinus infections. I was kind of at my wit's end because I've always, I shouldn't say always, but for the past 10 to 15 years, I've really had a focus on health and wellness and nutrition. And, you know, I made all my kids baby food. I felt like I was doing everything right. But, you know, my little guy was just still so sick all the time and we couldn't figure it out. We went to the ENT. The ENT wanted to remove his adenoids and I just didn't want to do that. I mean, I know that that's a common thing, but I just didn't think that that was normal or should be just accepted as the solution. Fortunately for me, my sweet friend Mary Ann still kept in touch with me, and she had reached out again about Juice Plus, and I was like, okay, maybe I need to give this a try. I'm clearly missing the mark somewhere. So she finally got through to me, I guess, that it was just food. And we introduced it. I got on board too, because the kids get it for free. My husband and I got started. We got the kids, I have 2 boys. We got theirs for free, got everybody started. And within a few months, I realized that I wasn't giving my son his daily allergy meds anymore. I was no longer using the inhaler. And just over time, it dramatically changed our health. It's been 3.5 years now, and all 4 of us as a family of 4, not just my son, but all 4 of us have been antibiotic free for 3.5 years. No sick visits, no over-the-counter meds. I mean, it's been a game changer for us. And I know that may pale in comparison to some of the other stories we heard tonight, but that it's a true game changer for me, that has been able to have that kind of impact on my family's health. My older son is also autistic and ADHD. He's generally a picky eater. He's done okay here and there, but he has texture issues, so he never got the variety of veggies that he needed. And he, over time, in addition to just putting the Juice Plus in his diet, we started the Tower Garden. We've been growing with our Tower Garden for about 3 years now, and he is my little Tower Garden buddy. He helps me with it, and the thing is magical because not only do things grow on it, even though we don't have a green thumb, my son will just pick things directly off the tower and eat it. And it blows my mind. I mean, like the kid who doesn't like veggies or never used to like many veggies he'll just pick chives off of the garden and eat them. He'll pick peppers off the garden and eat them. And it's just awesome. So from the business perspective, I have to share this too. So when I realized what the products were doing for us, for my family, Marianne told me about the business opportunity, and really it was a no-brainer for me. For $52 a year, there's no minimums, there's no quotas. I knew that a few family and friends would want to get on board with this too. It would get me a discount for my family's products. So I jumped in. I was working as a personal trainer on the side, but my real full-time gig was in the hospitality industry. I've worked in hotels for 23 years. So I really wasn't looking for it to be like a career. It was just kind of hey, I'll save some money, help a few people get healthier. But over time, I found myself falling in love with the community and the education and sharing with more and more people. And it was just this little side business that I could weave into the nooks and crannies of my life. Like Andrea mentioned earlier, I have busy kids. My youngest son plays travel hockey. My husband travels every week. So it's just, something I could weave in. But then last year, when COVID hit and the world shut down, I never dreamed that my 23-year career in the hotel industry would just come to a screeching halt. And that's exactly what happened. So I suddenly found that Juice Plus was my only source of income. And it was just so nice to have just a little something in my back pocket that had been there for 3.5 years that I could tap into and pour more into when I had the time, around virtual schooling, around everything else going on in my life. So I'm so grateful for that as well. Andrea, did you want me to show my Tower Garden? I know we're kind of short on time, but I didn't.
If it's close by and you want to show it, that'd be great. But if it's too far away, whatever's easier for you.
Yeah, I can do really quick.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I'll just show super quick as I walk here. You just have to ignore the rest of my house that was not prepped for a call. But let's see if I can flip my camera.
Two beautiful front doors that you switched out. I know you did that.
Yes, we did. Let's see if I can flip this around. Okay, so there it is.
Oh, great.
And we've got a couple open pours, a bunch of lettuce and products, but I've got dill and sage and lettuce and tomatoes and peppers and arugula and basil, and I've got cucumbers going over here. I haven't even put my tomato cage on yet, but my vining plants have just exploded. So I will be adding that soon. But you can just take a quick look at it. I thought it was just nice to see for anybody who hasn't seen them before.
I love the chives. I can see the chives on the other side.
Oh yes, the chives are crazy right now. I need to donate some chives. So That's it. That's my story.
Oh, thank you for sharing. You know, we talk about, we don't want to compare stories with other people, right? Because your story is just as important on its own, having picky eater and having a solution for a family, knowing what you were going through with your son, and he was in the hospital with an ENT and thinking about getting adenoids out. When you think about, when you say it, you know, it's casual, but you're going to the ER, you're taking him to get meds, you're going to the pharmacist, you're seeing him suffer, you're seeing, you know, he can't sleep well, which affects his brain, which affects his school, which affects his, you know, sports and whatever it is he wants to do. And it's so important to be able to nourish our body and be healthy and feel vibrant. And that's what we all want. And as moms, that's really like the most peace of mind we can have, is knowing that our family is being nourished properly so that they feel well and they can accomplish their dreams, right? I mean, you really take it that far. So I love how you've partnered with the company as well. Love having you on our team. And if anybody's interested, get with the person that invited you onto this call. If you want to add this nutrition to your family, to yourself, if you like the idea of being your own customer, or even partnering with the company and beyond. And as a national marketing director, I have full corporate benefits. We're the only network marketing company that has, as an independent contractor, you can have full benefits. So I'm excited to retire my husband. When he retires, I'll have the benefits and he doesn't have to worry, or we don't have to have a JOB to have benefits and all of that. We can take this wherever we want to go, in 36 countries around the world. And it's just an amazing resource and solution for people, because our soil is being depleted and the population, human population, is growing, and soil may not be as prevalent as it used to be, you know, in the past. So growing this food on a tower garden without soil, and then working with our local farmers who grow the produce for this, so we know we can get this in our body every single day, and it's clean, it's tested for all kinds of contaminants. And we know that a 6-month-old baby all the way through elderly in a feeding tube, high-end Olympic athlete, it's just a simple solution. So I want to thank everybody tonight. We had the most amazing call. Jennifer, Gail, Jessica, you really unbelievable stories. And this is why we do what we do, to try and make an impact in people's lives. And at the end of the day, make people feel better. So thank